to you. So now we're going to go to the east side of Manhattan to talk about the UN, because the General Assembly is underway. It concludes today, but Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, was actually at the podium today. Now, Netanyahu praising President Trump as his chief ally in political and military approach in the region. He addressed the need to continue his offensive, if you will, in Gaza. He said the remaining vigilant is necessary and promising to finish the job of eliminating threats to Israel and beyond. Netanyahu said, quote, "We are not done yet," adding that finishing the job requires destroying Hamas. He talked about October 7th, suggesting that while the world may have been far removed from that, it's not forgotten. Israel is not forgotten. October 7th, 2023, when Hamas militants attacked Israel, and in that attack, 1,200 people were killed and over 250 were taken hostage. And he says that this, of course, was the event that led him and his country to go to war. Take a listen to his words.
The representatives of those nations, this is not an indictment of Israel. It's an indictment of you. It's an indictment of weak-kneed leaders who appease evil rather than support a nation whose brave soldiers guard you from the barbarians at the gate.
Okay, now, before Netanyahu actually spoke, delegates actually walked out on of the assembly there. You can actually hear some clapping and some gavel banging at some point, but yeah, you can see that right there, some world leaders walking out during his speech this morning. Now, Israel has been criticized by many world leaders and organizations for its military actions in Gaza. Critics say that the human toll has been too much. Netanyahu is facing growing pressure to end the war, including accusations of war crimes. Now, outside and in Times Square, take a look at this. Large protest, taking place there, and this actually starting in Times Square and then moving on towards the United Nations. Those in this group, the bunch of them opposing the war in Gaza, protesting Netanyahu's actions during this conflict and also calling an end to the war. So that's what's going on there right now this morning. Other stories making news. James Comey indicted by the FBI. Let's talk a little bit about that. Now, he is the first former senior government official involved in one of the president's grievances to face prosecution. Now, here's what's going on there. The allegations against Comey go back to 2020 when he testified to Congress about 2 FBI investigations into possible Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election. Now, a little bit more about the indictment. It accuses Comey of lying to the Senate Judiciary Committee when he said he had not authorized anyone in the FBI to be an anonymous source in news reports about the investigation. However, Comey's deputy has said that Comey authorized him to share information to the press. Now, the investigation concluded years ago, but reports emerged this week that the president was pressuring Attorney General Pam Bondi to have Comey indicted, which a grand jury did yesterday. Comey called the indictment political revenge, and he issued his own statement last night against Trump in the investigation. Here's what he had to say.
And I have known for years that there are costs to standing up to Donald Trump. My heart is broken for the Department of Justice, but I have great confidence in the federal judicial system.
Now, Trump fired Comey back in 2017 and has remained openly critical of him ever since. This morning, before flying here to New York, the president was asked about Comey's indictment, and here's what he had to say.
Justice, he lied a lot, but this was a very important thing. He could have said, well, maybe, or I don't remember. He didn't say that. He gave a very specific answer, and then he verified it numerous times, and he got caught.
Now, multiple government reviews into Russian interference into the 2016 election concluded that there was. Now, many legal experts say that it's going to be a tall hill for prosecutors to try to make a case against Comey because there's simply maybe a lack of evidence showing that he had any wrongdoing. So that's the very latest on that. We're going to take a quick break, and then we are going to go, can't put those words together today, we're going to Long Island because the Ryder Cup is underway, so we're going to be checking in with our Jodi Goldberg there, and we're also going to be doing a look at our forecast outside. We'll be right back. right, welcome back everybody. You are taking a look at our beautiful city as you're looking southbound there. You can see the Hudson in the distance there. We're going to get to weather in just a moment, and in the meantime what we're going to be talking about is the Ryder Cup, which is underway, and Farmingdale, Long Island, which is where we find our Jodi Goldberg. She's been covering that for us. Jodi is standing back there. She is Jodi. Jodi, can you hear me?
I sure can. Can you see me? Can
yeah,
you hear me?
Absolutely. You look great. The weather looks great. Just fill us in on the Ryder Cup.
You couldn't really ask for a better day, Antoine. We actually just came off of our tripod. I'm going to just pull out my IFB for 1 second so I don't hear myself in the ear, except we just came off our tripod because we want to give you a live look. What we're doing right now is really, really special. The energy here is just contagious. This is the official day at the Ryder Cup, day one. You could see on this big board over here, Jimmy, if you just want to show everyone this big People's Plaza board, there are people sitting at tables, some even playing cards, watching the golf. There are other people at the stadiums. It's just a very exciting time for everyone here. And also here is obviously President Trump, who we've been talking about today. He's behind a bulletproof pen for a few minutes, and then he started mingling with some of the players. And if you come over here, right here, let's show you. You could actually, here, let's give them a look here. This is the putting green behind me right now. No one's on it. We have a media staging area. That's where we kind of set up shop. And this is where we've been operating. There are no cars here because you have to take a shuttle. There's limited parking here. But everything, Antoine, you see around me was built from the ground up for this big production and this event here. Thousands of employees are making it happen, and thousands of volunteers. I have with me actually Casey Minigan, who oversees the team of volunteers. I was very surprised to hear that you have so many, but I guess it's not surprising because you have such a large operation.
That's for sure. 4,300 volunteers. So it's just unbelievable what they put on for us. We have them covering all over the golf course.
What are some of their roles?
They do everything from the shops to marshaling on the course to holding the standards. You name it. They're in the media center. They're everywhere.
Listen, it's not that bad of a deal, I guess. 6 days here at the Ryder Cup. They have a discounted seat, a front row seat, and they're around everyone else. I just want to point out a general admission ticket starts at about $750. And so for these volunteers, they're here and they're part of the action.
We couldn't operate without them. The volunteers are really the heart and soul of this event. It wouldn't be possible to put any of it on without them. 4,300 folks, they make a huge impact out here.
Thank you so much. And let's just look at Casey's earrings. A lot of people, very stylish, a lot of people brought out their fashion as well here because of just how festive they are. You have USA trying to redeem themselves against Europe. Hold on 1 second. Let me just pull this out again. I hear myself. Europe won last time back in 2023, except USA is trying to come back on their home turf. And if you want to roll some video, we could show you the crowds and the people taking on Bethpage Black. It's one of the most challenging courses, and you could see just the crowds showing up. Officials expect more than 250,000 visitors through Sunday and project that the golf tournament will pump $160 million into the local economy, bringing about 1,000 jobs to Long Island. And that doesn't even include, like Casey said, the more than 4,000 volunteers. All-inclusive tickets. This does mean, minus the alcohol, but fans are coming prepared, Antoine, with an appetite, ready for good food and even better competition here.
So, Jodi, did you put your IFB back in? You can hear me okay now? You got me?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, I did.
So you were just talking about, fans. Just describe. We were looking at some of the videos, some very colorful outfits, Jodi, for people that are representing Team USA.
I'm telling you, fashion at its finest. You have people in red, white, and blue. It's everything from the hats. You have overalls. You have people dressed like past presidents. Everyone's really showing up here, and they're not paying what they are, and they're not showing up without wearing their finest to represent U.S.
Now, Jodi, you also mentioned earlier today in the noon that the president was doing double roles. You said he was coming also as a grandfather. You mentioned that as well, right? He says he's wearing that hat today?
Yes. Yep, he's wearing the hat of the president and also a grandfather, coming with Kai, I believe, landing at Republic Airport soon after 11 o'clock this morning. He came over here from Republic, about an 8 to 10 minute drive from Republic Airport in Farmingdale, here to Bethpage Black in Farmingdale as well, just up the road. And I don't think he had to wait on any lines as he's the president, but he came here. They have a front row seat. And they're also, as I mentioned before, behind a bulletproof glass. But as you can imagine, he does wander about. He was shaking hands with the players and just having a good time. He'll be here, Antoine, until about 3 o'clock before he heads back.
Okay, Jodi, we know you are busy. Before you go, please, a personal favor from me. Please say hello to Jimmy McLaughlin, your partner out there, and one of the best dudes I never know and never get to see, like that. So if he can hear me, he can knock the camera up and down. I don't know, so just acknowledge it. But please say hello to Jimmy. We don't get to see him, nor
I'm
you
going to
enough.
fill him in right now.
All
and
right.
He's looking at me because he's shooting this on his shoulder. Antoine is personally telling you he says hi. So he's asking for a nod up and down, or maybe you want to give him a thumbs up. Oh, there he is. Antoine, thank you so much.
All right, you guys be safe. Have a great weekend, Jodi and Jimmy.
Take care, you too. Couldn't ask for a better day out here.
Absolutely. Now, everybody, let me explain what Jodi was talking about in regards to the IFB. And Michael, my producer, you can take me full so I can show it. So what that is IFB is the internal foldback, and that's this device that we have that we can hear what's going on. It allows communication between the station, the talent, meaning the reporter or the weather or whomever the anchor is, and the crews out in the field. So that's when you're hearing yourself back, it's a little hard to concentrate. When you should get that reverb. So that's why Jodi was taking it out, but we all have them. So if you're ever wondering, what's that thing in the side of their ear? It's an IFB, it stands for internal foldback, and that's what that is. So Jodi was pulling it out so that she could concentrate and not hear herself in her head as she was doing that. But Jodi mentioned how gorgeous of a day it was. Now, as she gave that preview, we're going to bring Liv Johnson into the conversation, because even though we're in fall, this felt very summery, right?
Right, also? I had no idea what IFB stood for until just now.
Hey, we're full service shop here, Liv Johnson. But you talk about the weather as we look outside.
Oh my gosh, gorgeous, yeah. And I was jealous of Jodi out there. Does great assignment for today. Yeah, I mean, look at that skyline. We have clear skies today, plenty of sunshine. I mean, yesterday was gross, humid, hot,
very humid.
Rain for most of the day. It ended up being better than I thought it would be at night. But, our 7th day. Okay, so Friday, nice, 82 degrees. Most of us are in the mid to upper 70s or low 80s. Saturday, most of your day is going to be gorgeous, okay? It's going to be in the upper 70s again, sunshine and kind of a mix for the first half of the day. And then we do have some rain at night. Probably right now it looks like on our models, maybe 8, 9 p.m. it could start. And then it does go all through overnight, and it's pretty widespread. So unfortunately, it's not even like spotty showers here and there. It's pretty widespread throughout the tri-state for our Saturday evening. Unless you're up in the Hudson Valley, you have a much slighter chance of rain. So showers Saturday night into Sunday morning.
Got it.
By 10 a.m. to noon on Sunday, I think that's when it will be already moving out of the area. So really, like, most of your weekend is nice. Just Saturday night into Sunday morning, we have rain, then it clears up. Then we kind of repeat, okay, literally rinse and repeat, because Monday, nighttime showers that go into Tuesday morning.
So I know we have some systems going on in the a hurricane. Gabrielle is the name of it, right? What can you tell us about that? I know you're keeping your eye on that as well.
She's slowing down. She's making her way towards Spain and Portugal. Probably by the time it actually reaches Spain and Portugal, it'll be a post-tropical. I think it already was downgraded to a post-tropical cyclone. And then it will be probably a tropical depression by the time it actually hits them.
Now, I know that's further away. The system that you're talking about, showers there, is that just something moving from west to east that's impacting us? It has nothing to do with what's going on in the Atlantic, or?
Yes, then there's oh my gosh.
Umberto.
Yes, yes. That could bring some showers for the East Coast, particularly more like the Southeast. But for us, that's not the next couple of days won't be from that system.
So this system here is just fall weather.
Yeah, and it's honestly really because it's not fall weather. Like, it's so unseasonably warm right now. I mean, we're not that above average, but these warmer conditions, just when we do have any sort of rain moving through, when it's hotter in the air, we have more moisture and stuff like that. That's what can spark up some thunderstorms too. So that's why we had thunderstorms yesterday. I mean, we had a tornado warning in New Jersey.
I was about to say,
Ugh.
also when
Yeah.
when you talk about heat and the temps like that, tornado, possibilities, warnings, or watches
Yes.
can also be a challenge.
Yes,
So-
I always describe it as like spreading gasoline and lighting a match. When it's hot weather, like it's that much easier for things to spark up versus when it's in the 50s or 60s. It's just not going to blow up like that.
So basically, for the weekend, keep the umbrellas handy.
Yeah, but you can really enjoy most of it. Just late Saturday, I wouldn't make outdoor plans. Early Sunday, but even, I don't know, you could probably squeeze in a brunch by Sunday. Like Sunday, I'm trying to help y'all plan
Right.
a good weekend.
Gotcha.
So yeah, Saturday afternoon you're good. Sunday late morning you're good.
All right. Okay, Liv. All right, we'll take a quick break,
course.
everybody. More news. Hang on a minute, Liv. Take a quick break, and then we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. Newsroom Live on Friday. Antoine Lewis coming to you from the newsroom of Fox 5 on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. Happy to be with you. Not happy about this story, though, we're about to talk to you about. Real tough guy to tell you that police are looking for. Michael, my producer, is going to roll video because police are looking for the man who robbed and is accused of robbing and attacking a 99-year-old landlord in Washington Heights. Here's what we can tell you. It happened Monday. That's the suspect right there. This happened Monday at a building on West 187th Street. Family members say the victim, identified as Jose Tour, got 2 phone calls from the suspect claiming he had something to give him. Police say when he went outside, the masked suspect pointed a gun at him, demanded that he take him to the office, and then he ran off with about $20,000 in cash, we understand. The victim's family says that he was rushed to the hospital with 2 broken fingers and a laceration to his hand. And here's where it gets even more serious. A day later, he actually suffered a stroke. Take a listen.
Washington Heights people just love him. He gives back. He helps. That's why this whole situation is just weird.
Now the victim is that's Jose right there. That's the landlord right there. The family giving us that photo. They say he's in critical condition right now. And anyone with information on this is being asked to call police at that number right there. Crime Stoppers, 1-800-577-TIPS. So yeah, they always pick on the ones that they never find anybody their own size. 99 years old, and that community apparently loves that gentleman. So we'll keep you updated on that. And again, if you know anything, you call Crime Stoppers there. Back to Long Island for a very interesting story. There is a pizzeria that's going viral all because of the customer service. We'll just set it that way. Jodi Goldberg has more on this.
Hi, sir. How are you?
Let me get a regular salt.
Let's try it again.
Anthony Lorino owns Phil's Pizzeria in Syosset. And after nearly 2 decades behind the counter, he says he's pretty much seen it all.
I started doing what everybody else was doing and like posting pictures of chicken parmesan, different stuff like that. But I just felt I needed to change something.
So he changed recipes from food pics to skits about his daily encounters.
Can I get a cold cheese slice? What kind of drinks you guys carry?
We carry Pepsi products.
All right, perfect. Can I get a small Coke?
From strange orders.
They want us to cut the pie, but not the pepperoni.
To the so-called regulars.
Can you get my usual, please?
What's your usual? Like, I had 500 customers in the last 3 days.
Customers who can't make up their minds.
Why is the door open?
I like to see what kind of soda I would like to buy.
Why do you think the door is made out of glass?
Can I help you? Yeah, can I make an order, please? Sure, what would you like? Sure. Hold on. What do you guys want?
Can I get, I feel like saying to these people, you don't have to keep saying, can I get between each thing you're ordering. Just give me the order.
Even the salad sagas.
We make our Caesar salad with the dressing on it. I'll see it go out to the table. The waiter will come back. They're like, oh, they want the dressing on the side. All right, make another one with the dressing on the side. I see it go back out to the same table, and the man or woman takes the whole thing of Caesar dressing and pours it all over the top of the salad.
All of it is turned into viral videos.
You gonna make me a fresh one?
No, I'm gonna go in the dumpster out back and pick out the one I threw in the garbage last night. I write down what happened, and it becomes content for me.
And Anthony tells me what you see online isn't how he runs the counter here. The roasting stays on social media. The world needs laughing.
I think they're funny.
You guys open today?
Yeah, I answered the phone, didn't I?
Coming in, I think of the TikToks and am I ordering something the wrong way?
Is it gonna be busy tonight?
Tens of millions of views later, and Anthony is still earning followers far beyond Long Island.
People come here every day. I must take about a dozen pictures with people.
As for the haters,
we're actually making fun of our own job, what we have to deal with. We're not making fun of the person.
Anthony says the best topping on his menu.
Excuse me, I'm ready to order.
Oh, sure.
Is humor with every slice.
What can I get for you guys?
In Syosset, Long Island, Jodi Goldberg, Fox 5 News.
Okay, that's interesting, especially when the waiter dropped the tray of glasses there. Interestingly, I worked in Chicago for a few years, and there's a restaurant on the north side. It's on Clark Street in the Lakeview section, and it's called the Wiener Circle. And they built their reputation, one, because they opened like in the evening and then stayed open all night, but the staff there insulted the customers as you walked up. So what you would do, like if you had visitors, family, or friends that were with you, you'd bring them there and not tell them what was going on. So you say, all right, go ahead and order. And they say the order, and then you just get insulted. People are like, wait, what is this? And you have to let them in on the joke, but they made a reputation on that. So if you're in Chicago, stop by the Wiener Circle and get surprised. All right, we quickly want to go over top stories once again. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu making his address at the General Assembly today, and he thanked the President Trump, for being his ally in this in the region that he's dealing with, the military approach that's going on there in the war in Gaza. Netanyahu said remaining vigilant is necessary, and he's promising to finish the job of eliminating the threats to Israel and beyond. He's saying that he's not done yet, adding that the job requires destroying Hamas altogether. He talked about October 7th, suggesting that the world may now be far removed, but Israel is not forgotten. That, of course, was when Hamas militants attacked Israel. In that attack, 1,200 people were killed, over 250 hostages were taken into custody there. And this event, of course, led to the war. Now, even before he began his speech, a number of world leaders actually walked out. You can see some of that right there. They actually left before and actually during his speech. Israel has been criticized by some world leaders and organizations for this continued action in Gaza. The critics are saying that the human toll involved has been too much. Netanyahu also facing growing pressure to end the war, and he's also facing accusations of war crimes. Protests also spilling to the outside. If you will take a look at Times Square earlier today, a large crowd gathering there in Times Square. They actually left this location, which is about 42nd Street and 7th and 8th in that area, and then moved east to the UN, taking their message there. They are, of course, in opposition of the war in Gaza, protesting Netanyahu's actions during the conflict, as well as calling for an end to the war. Other story we're following, former FBI Director James Comey has been indicted by a grand jury. The allegations go back to 2020 when Comey testified to Congress about 2 FBI investigations into possible Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election. It's accusing him of lying to Congress. He and the president have had a interesting relationship, if you will, public spats, since this all began. Comey has denied any wrongdoing. The president was speaking on it today. The president said that is not the case, but ultimately it will be up to a court to decide whether or not he's innocent or guilty. So those are top headlines. One last look outside, because as we understand from Liv Johnson, you might need an umbrella handy if you're going to be out and about tonight, despite how beautiful it is like right now, but of course things can change. We're also anticipating some showers overnight. Mike, my producer's messaging me. What's our time, sir? About 10 more seconds. Okay, that's going to do it for Newsroom Live. Next news is at 4 o'clock for the news block. I'll be with you then, and then stay tuned for the 5 o'clock news. I'm Antoine Lewis. We'll see you soon.
Thanks for watching Fox 5's Newsroom Live. We're now joining Live Now's non-stop stream of live and breaking news.
I don't remember. He gave a very specific answer because it was a very powerful question, a very important question. And when he gave the answer, the only problem is he got caught. So.
Mr. President.